Hey guys, how's it going? Wanted to record this video. This is something that might seem obvious. I know some of these videos might seem overly obvious. You know, we talked about the competition research, kind of going through their flow and visiting their website and adding to cart and doing things. But what I found is that a lot of people, especially people that are just getting started with Facebook ads, or even people that are really experienced, especially people that are actually more experienced, typically forget about the easy things and the simple things. And you know, honestly, everyone's kind of looking for that silver bullet. They're trying to find the next great hack or a new spy tool or a new research tool or a new way to find an audience. And you honestly forget about some of the easiest things. And my philosophy is always, you know, find the simplest and most cost-effective way to do something and get the job done, right? And so what I want to talk about in this video is how to just continue to monitor what Facebook adds for targeting options. And so what you'll notice, because I check this weekly and I recommend that you guys do the same, is Facebook is constantly adding new behavioral and demographic targeting options to their ad set creator and to their detailed targeting options. So what I want to do today is kind of walk through. I actually a year ago had created a Excel doc with all the current options for detailed targeting. And obviously it doesn't take into account all the pages that are, you know, that's hundreds of millions of combinations, but it looked at demographic, behavioral, and core interest targeting. And this is really the backbone of cold traffic. Until you get to the point where you have a lot of source data, where you can use lookalikes, you can do retargeting, you really need to know this very, very well, because you're not going to get any traction if you don't know all the options available to you with demographics and behaviors. And so, you know, interests are great, and we use interests for certain ad accounts, but really my main focus is demographics and behaviors. And the reason for that is pretty simple, right? Somebody saying what they're interested in or liking a page and expressing intent, expressing interest is very different than what somebody's actually done. And so that's the way I differ these two categories is behaviors and demographics are targeting options about who people are and what they've done, what they've bought, what they wear, what they eat. Interests are what they say they like. And there's a big gap between what people say they like and what they've done. And remember, Facebook is a passive advertising platform, meaning that unlike SEM, search engine marketing, PPC, where people are searching for something and then based on what they're searching for, you're showing them an ad. Facebook, people are on it, they're looking at photos, videos, interacting with friends, and happening to see your ad, right? So you need to be as targeted as possible to be in that moment of relevance and ensure that your ad resonates with those people. So what I want to do is in this video kind of walk through, we don't have to go through all of them, but I think it's important that everyone in this course understands, if you haven't done this, the sheer volume of options that you have at your fingertips without doing any fancy research or using special advanced tools. And there's a lot of them out there, but you know, start from the easiest place, right? And if you can't find something that works here, then go, look at some advanced tools and do some graph search and all, and look at some bigger tools. But I'm pretty confident that for most needs, you're going to find what you need in here. So let's take the first look, which is demographics. And so demographics are showing us, you know, who people are. So we're looking at, you know, what is their education level? What's their field of study? When did they graduate? We have financial information. We have their income. We have their net worth. We have their investable assets, liquid assets. This is great if you're a financial planner, if you're a real estate broker, if you're a credit card company, if you're a high-end retailer, right? And you want to target just wealthy people, or you're selling products that are for people that are on the lower income sphere. This is great to be able to have that information at your fingertips. You also have generational. So this maybe not is relevant because you can do age targeting, but if you want to come in here and just say millennials, Gen X, baby boomers, really easy to do that. You have home ownership type. You have their actual home type. So if you're a mortgage broker, you're a realtor, and you're trying to, you know, get some new buyers, look at renters, right? Because those are people that currently don't own a home. That might be a great market to go after. Look at home type. Are people in apartments or condos? Maybe you're selling them, you're a realtor trying to sell single family homes, moving people up the ladder. And then you can also do home value. So if you're selling real estate, household composition, who lives in the household? Are you living with your grandparents? Is it, you know, are you in a housemate-based household, which means is there somebody in the household that's not a member of the family? So this is great for certain types of retailers. New parents. So if you're selling baby products, if you're selling products that are relevant to parents that just had a newborn kid, this is a great audience to go after. Veterans in homes. working women, young adults in the home. So this is really great information to know for pretty much any retailer you can think of or service provider. Then you have life events, you have anniversaries, you have birthdays. The birthday option is great because now you can target by birthday month. So when their birthday is. So now if you're selling horoscopes or products that are relevant to specific months of the year, you now can come in here and say, well, I'm going to run an ad this January, and I'm going to run an ad for the month of January. Anybody has a birthday here, and it's going to be a relevant product, whether you're doing t-shirts on Teespring, whatever it is. This is great to know. You also have friends of. So if you want to target somebody that has a close friend, that's a man that's having a birthday in 7 days, and you have a cool gadget that you want to advertise, this is a great moment of relevance, right? Again, people aren't actively looking for the product, but they have a friend that has a birthday in the next 7 days. This is a close friend. They're probably looking for a birthday present. And if they haven't had one, it's only 7 days left. That's an impulse buy. So this is a great way to get in front of the right person at the right time in a passive environment. So we have long distance relationships, new jobs, new relationships. We have newly engaged. This is great if you're looking for, if you sell wedding gifts or any type of your Pottery Barn, any type of that company, Crate and Barrel, and you're trying to sell those types of products. This is a great demo for you. People that just recently moved, parent type, politics, what you're in a relationship. If you're interested in men, women, men and women, it's the scope here on the demographic side is so vast. And this is why I'm kind of diving in here just to give you an idea of how much data Facebook has, both internally and externally. That they work with data partners to collect that and connect that with different users. What your work type is, who your employer is, what industry do you work in, what's your job title? Is this a chief marketing officer? Is this person in architecture? Is this a lawyer? Is this a doctor? What type of office they work in? Is it a small business? So demographics really, really span a wide range of every variable you could think of that you as a seller of a product, as an advertiser, would want to know to correctly identify that potential buyer on Facebook. And then we have behaviors, right? So that's the demographics is one side of it. Interest, I think, it's too big of a category. And again, we don't really focus a lot on interest just because it's so broad and it's so impersonal and it's not as relevant. But behaviors, right? So do we have automotive? What type of vehicle do they buy? Do they own a motorcycle? Are they a new vehicle buyer? Are they in the market for vehicles? Do they own a vehicle? What type of vehicle do they own? What's the make of it? I mean, this is great stuff. If you're in the auto body market, the auto market, either you're selling cars, you're buying cars, you're selling aftermarket parts for cars, you sell, underglow rims, wheels, performance parts, whatever it is, this can make really, really targeted audiences. You can go after, I just want to go after men who own Audis or were built over this year and more that are in the market aftermarket parts. I mean, that's a really defined audience that you can go after. And that's all doable by spending 5 minutes in here and going to the automotive section under behaviors. Then we have B2B. So are you a B2B company? Are you in, what industry? In agriculture, business services, construction? What's the size of your company? Are you a C-suite, mid-management? So knowing where the person is in the company architecture or hierarchy. Charitable donations. This is great if you're a nonprofit, if you're a B Corp, or you have that angle of you have some social giving, your cause giving type company. This is really great because now I can come in here and see not only do these people make donations, but what causes do they donate to? Do they donate to arts and culture, animal welfare, health, politics, environment, children's causes, cancer, veterans, politics? Huge targeting option here for charitable donations. Then we have consumer classifications, Brazil, India, South Africa. Digital activities, are they console gamers? Really huge market, knowing do they play Xbox, do they play PlayStation, Nintendo? What operating system do they use? Do they make payments on Facebook? What internet browser do they use? Do they have the Facebook page they're admin of? Are they a business owner? What operating system do they use? What's their email domain? Are they early adopter? Are they late adopter? Again, I hope the point of this is to somewhat overwhelm you because I want this to really sink in just how vast this is. And literally all I've done is click browse and scroll. We haven't gone to a different section of Facebook. This is all under ad set in Power Editor, and we literally spent 6 minutes scrolling through here, and we went through a huge variety of targeting options that pretty much can go from any type of business you could think of, from any type of product and service you could think of. there's an audience here for that product. And I could probably, sit here for 5 hours and do live Q&A, and you could tell me, hey, this is what I'm selling to my product, and I could find you an audience in here just based on this targeting option. Then we have, financial. So banking, are you a member of a credit union? Do you make investments? Are you an independent investor, personal investments, real estate investor? Are you a full service investor? So again, if you're a CPA, a CFO, if you're a financial service advisor, you're a bank manager, you're looking for people that are likely investors, here's a great option. Spending methods. How many lines of credit does the person have? Are they an active credit card user? Do they use, gas and department retail stores, high-end department store credit cards, premium credit cards? Are they primarily cash buyers, primarily credit card buyers? Do they use travel and entertainment cards? This is great for retailers. Job roles, are they executives, farmers, financial professionals? And again, Facebook's constantly adding to this. So, a few months ago, there was less options. A year ago, there's far fewer. 2 years ago, this was still being built out, really. I mean, this existed, but it's really over the last 2.5 years, this whole block here has exponentially grown in the amount of options, and they're constantly adding new stuff. Just 2 weeks ago, they added the engaged shopper option, which has been huge, which basically is an option of everybody on Facebook in the last 7 days that has clicked a shop now button on an ad. That's a huge new targeting option that Facebook rolled out. And if you're not in here checking this every week, you're going to miss out on those trends. And by the time you catch on to them, because a big blog wrote about them, you're already behind the times. So you need to check these weekly. I do it every Monday. I come in here and I browse through. I know what I'm looking for because I've already seen it all, so I know things that are new, they stick out. Media type, radio, television, what type of television shows they watch, what type of radio shows they listen to. Multicultural affinity, what's their race, religion, create all these incredible options that are going to help you build more relevant advertisements and provide more value to the person being advertised to. Purchase behavior is a huge one. This is a massive, massive category within your browsing window here on detailed targeting. So you have types of business purchases they make, buyer profiles. Are they coupon users, fashionistas, foodies, gadget enthusiasts, gamers? Are they skiing, golfing, and boating enthusiasts, spa enthusiasts, trendy homemakers? What type of clothes do they buy? Do they buy men's t-shirts, accessories, big and tall? Do they buy women's fine jewelry, luxury brand apparel, accessories, business apparel for women, plus size clothing for women, women's shoes, young women's apparel? This helps you build really, really detailed audiences. And you can also think about this in terms of, hey, I might have a product that maybe my targeting option for my core demo isn't there, but I can circumvent that by finding, I know my demo would also be in this category, if that makes sense. So you might not find, like if you're selling a supplement or something like that, where you can't find a disease or somebody has this affliction, but somebody that has that affliction or that disease or that issue or problem, whatever it is that Facebook doesn't let you target by, that person could also then be interested in this service, this product, that two and two to go together. So you might be able to find that targeting option and kind of find a workaround to target that group indirectly. So those are all things to consider here. Food and drink. What type of, do they buy beer, craft beer, domestic beer, wine, spirits? Again, you can go through all of these. Cereal, children's foods, frozen foods, healthy foods, health and beauty. Do they buy, allergy medicine, antiperspirants, cosmetics, cough and cold relief, oral care, over-the-counter medication, pain relief, vitamins, all these. So there's just an endless supply of pet products, kid products. So you can see it just goes on and on here, the technology they use. Travel is a huge one. They've been adding a lot of things to the travel section. So people that take casino vacations, commuters, cruises, family vacations, business travelers, international travelers, people that just returned from a trip 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, people that own timeshares. So the point of this video really was just to show you a variety of the options that are available to you right now. Again, with detailed targeting, you can build out audiences by saying somebody needs to like this and this and this, or this. So they're either an engaged shopper, or they're a shopping and fashion buyer, or they're an online shopper, and this builds up the audience. Or we can do narrowing of the audience, and they must match both of these. So the person must be an engaged shopper, and they must be interested in entrepreneurship. So it's refining an audience. So there's two ways to grow this audience. One is by putting them all in one block and expanding it. The other is by refining it and adding layers and shrinking it. So what I'd recommend to you guys is at least once a week, hop in here, go into your ad set and power editor, click browse, and go through demographics, go through interests, go through behaviors, and just take notes down of relevant targeting options. You might not have to use them today, but just list them out and see what's new in there. And it'll definitely help you find better targeting options. It'll help you decrease your CPA. It'll help you get more relevant audiences and overall perform better when it comes to creating more profitable Facebook ads.